Now, do doctors from various hospitals offer voluntary service at Karunashraya?
Yes, that's a very good question you ask. There are times when we need the attention of a specialized doctor.
Yes.
We have oncologists on our staff, we have palliative care specialists on our staff, but there might be some part of the disease which needs some evaluation as the patient continues to be with us. For example, I will give you the example of a psychiatrist. There are many times that in spite of the best efforts of our counselors, that a psychiatric condition comes up where specialized care is required. We have several doctors who are in different disciplines who are well disposed towards our services. They know that we are offering it free of charge. They know that we are looking after the very needy people. So, such people, where if the need arises, we do call, and at a telephone call from us, immediately he is free, he comes and helps us to look after at no fees. We do not pay any fees, they volunteer their services to come and look after us. It is not only doctors whom we need sometimes. Can I talk about other?
Because I was asking about volunteers.
Yes.
I will come to that. Then I will
Yes,
ask you a
yes,
question.
yes. No, let me complete this
Please,
because
please,
this
please,
is interesting.
Please do that.
These doctors are also volunteer doctors. In fact, they come to us at a time when we need them. They do not need to come to us every day. Once in a few months, we might call for a psychiatrist, for example, who comes to us. There is another category of professional whom we have occasion to call for. Again, they are volunteers. This is lawyers. There have been times when a patient is in a very advanced stage and anything could happen at any time. I would like to give an example of that. There was a 75, 76-year-old lady, lower middle class lady, not very educated, etc. In spite of the counseling that we used to do for her, she was very upset about some things. And finally, the counselor, after 2 or 3 days of counseling, found out that this lady was very much concerned about only one thing. Her care was being taken care of, she was being looked after by us, all that she need not. But from the point of view of, there was something troubling her, which ultimately it turned out that she was the owner of a small site, and she was greatly worried that after she passed away, that her drunkard son would sell the site and squander away the money, and that was of great trouble to her. When our counselor found this, she asked her, "Yenamma will madlilva?" And her question was, "Will andre yenu gottillala?" So our counselor explained to her that this is a piece of paper on which whatever you wish to do, you can write it and sign it, and that becomes a will, and that becomes your wish, which will be taken care of later on. She was very much enthusiastic about that. So she said, "Yag madodadu, yarig karibeku, yar marta irodu." So we called one of our lawyer volunteers, and that lawyer volunteer came within a couple of hours. She sat down with this patient. What they discussed, we do not know, because we insist that we do not take part in such discussions. The lawyer and the patient discussed this. The lawyer went back to her office, prepared the will, came there, got the old lady to sign the will, and took the will away. Mr. Balram, I cannot tell you how happy that lady was, is that the site had been saved, and that would go to her grandson, not to her son. So this is the sort of service, and these are the volunteers who come and help us at times of need.
Mr. Rao, if a young person or anybody for that, a student or an office goer, wants to join you as a volunteer, full time or part time, how should he or she go about it?
Well, we encourage such people to come to us. We ask them to come and see what we are doing. We take them around our facility. They get a chance to see some patients. They get a chance to see some relatives. And the first thing that we try and evaluate to assess is whether this person has got the strength of mind to be in such a situation. If we are convinced of that, then we encourage them to come. Then we ask them 2 or 3 questions. How much time can you spare? What sort of service can you offer? How often can you come? Can you come once a week, 4 times a week? All that we assess. And then we ask them to come to our help. Now, what are these types of people who come to us? There are software engineers who come to us. There are dietitians who come to us. There are physiotherapists who come to us. And there are various disciplines who come to us. If you don't have a specialist knowledge about something, if you've got just some knowledge, some time on your hands, and you can come, we ask them to come and sit with our patients, maybe to read the newspaper to the patient, maybe to help the patient to write a letter, maybe to help the patient to be in touch with his family members. So this is the sort of service that our volunteers can give. We cannot spend too much money on employees, so we take these volunteers as our saviors, so to say. They come to us, they offer a service, and but for their volunteer service, we would have to pay a full-time employee. So we save money that way. And the volunteer gets a great lot of satisfaction. It might be 2 hours in a week, or it might be half a day in a week. It might be a housewife who can work for us only while her children are away in school. So after the child goes to school, she comes and helps us. Until the child comes back from school, she goes back home. So she renders that sort of service. There are many people who contribute to us in kind. They might have old clothes to give away. They might have an old set of furniture to give away. They might have old things that they don't need in the house to give away. They come and donate all those things to us. What we do is, we have a good set of volunteers who come regularly and who deal with this sort of thing. If we find that something that is being donated to us cannot be used by us for our patients, we tell the donor, saying that, look, we can't use this for our own use, but if you want to give it away, you can give it to us. What we will do is, we will sell it, and the proceeds of that sale will come to us as a donation. And people are very happy to do that, because they want to just get rid of the thing. So we have a set of volunteers now who take all these things, they sort them out, they clean them, they fold the clothes and things like that. And we sell this for very small amounts. Very good quality shirts come to us sometimes, very good quality saris come to us sometimes, very good quality of trousers come to us sometimes. What we do is, once in a while outside our gate we have a sale of all these items, and we sell these items for 30 rupees per shirt or 40 rupees for a trouser, and we get some donation out of that. How we help with this sort of thing is two ways. One is, those volunteers who come and render this service, they are very happy that they were useful to us. The second thing is, the poor people who buy a 30 rupee shirt or a 40 rupee, where else can he get a shirt for 30 rupees? And these poor construction laborers, for example, roadside vendors, they come to us and they buy this. So everybody is happy. So that again is a service that the volunteers can. We have a very good set of volunteers who specialize only in this sort of work. So there are various things volunteers can come and do for us.
Mr. Rao, do you also hold classes to educate family members on how to take care of terminally ill near and dear ones? I'm not talking about home care ones. Do you arrange classes for them in Karunashraya where families can come and get educated on how to take care of the terminally ill?
We don't have a formal class as such, but our doctors are so good that they encourage people to come and talk to them, and we call this outpatient care. Now the patient might be at home, but the family member comes to us, comes and sits with the doctor, comes and sits with the nurses maybe, and talks to them. And they are guided on how to go about doing it. Now if there are dressings to be done, now that's a specialized type of thing. If it's a very superficial dressing, if the wound is not very deep, then we train them we teach them how to do it. But if the wound is more than that, then we send our home care people to. So altogether, we do render training for family members of patients, and they get that comfort, because when they come and learn from us, it is a sort of counseling for them. Our own people teaching them to do something, that itself gives them a lot of courage to deal with the patient. So this is what we do.
So anybody can enter Karunashraya anytime, or do they have to seek an appointment?
Well, if they are coming to see the place, which we encourage people to come and see the place, because that is spreading the knowledge of palliative care. They can come at any time, but we encourage them to come only during office hours. So on a Sunday, if they come there, there is nobody to take them around, nobody to show them around. The nurses are busy with the patients. So we encourage them to come during office hours. It is preferable for them to ring up first and say, can we come at 3 o'clock tomorrow? And so we encourage them to come. Why we do that is, during working hours, we have our own staff there, working in the office, working on reception, etc., who have the time to take them around. So we encourage them to come during office hours, but preferably with after ringing us up. If ringing up becomes impossible, they are encouraged to come, but not on a Sunday or not on a holiday. During working hours on a working day, they
People
are
are around.
welcome to come.